you were included in the music video for Pharrell and Jay Z song Entrepreneur. First question, how did you learn about that opportunity?
So it was actually quite haphazard. I got an email from an individual who I believe was either the artistic or the creative director for the video. Or actually, no, it was an individual who was the assistant to the creative director for the video. And they wrote me this a kind of very brief email, very little context, very little like let's say no logo, like no, let's say link to a LinkedIn profile. So very little information I could use to do diligence on. Very much seemed like very sus. All right. And it just so happens that so my sister, older sister Anastasia, 4 years older than me, she's absolutely incredible. She wears many hats, one of which is doing a lot of work in the performing arts space as a singer and as an actress. So anything like celebrity / Hollywood related, I always like run by her because like she's my source of diligence. So I'm like, all right, hey, like, what do you think of this email? Like, should I answer this? Like, should I not answer this? What's going on here? She said, okay, definitely answer. So I answered. And, I think after an exchange of 3 or 4 emails, I started to believe it was kind of like a legitimate inquiry for me to be a part of the video. I think I'm only in it for like a brief, like 2 or 3 second clip. They had me filming for, I think, 2.5 hours.
That is like so funny.
It was quite funny. They just had me walking up and down the streets of Montreal. They sent a film crew to record it because, again, this was during COVID, so they weren't kind of flying anyone. They weren't flying the talent, I guess, to the central like filming location. So yeah, I had like a film crew following me around the streets of Montreal for like 2.5 hours. It was like quite fun.
No, that's hilarious because people watching are probably like, oh, this man's about to have like a whole documentary on him, and they're like, wait a minute, 3 seconds, which first of all, still absurdly cool and very, very insane. But it's just funny how that works out, that so much of it gets left on the cutting floor. And so did you have and also hilarious the thing that you might have just ignored that email. Like, what if your sister wasn't that person to be able to do that due diligence? You would have been like, I'm just gonna ignore this. But did you have any contact at all with Pharrell or Jay Z?
Unfortunately, I did not. Definitely my biggest regret. Yeah, so I think I FaceTimed with the creative director, but I did not get to chat with Jay Z or Pharrell. But that's
not yet.
I was about to say it's definitely on the timeline, on the horizon. Fingers crossed.
Exactly. And that also just makes me think if things would have been different without COVID, like if you would have been flown somewhere, if they would have been there, just as you think. But again, we are the paths everyone's on. I wouldn't be surprised if your path is crossing with Pharrell and Jay Z sometime in the near future.